Hello and welcome to Tip Tuesday on NLF Live. And today I am going to talk about search warrants. What do you need to have a valid search warrant issued, or what makes a search warrant valid? What do you need to do to comply with a search warrant, and is it necessary to comply? And then what are your rights if you're served with a search warrant? So in order for a search warrant to be valid, a police officer usually takes an affidavit to a neutral, like a judge or a magistrate, and that person reviews that affidavit and makes a decision whether or not there's enough facts that have been disclosed in the declaration to support the issuance of a search warrant. The officers or the investigating authorities can't just issue a search warrant on their own. The purpose of going to a judge is so that there's some unaffiliated third party making this neutral decision. So after the judges review the affidavit, supposing that there's sufficient probable cause, the judge will issue the search warrant. Then that warrant must be specific as to the places to be searched and the items to be seized. And that is the scope of the search, nothing else. So when that warrant is served, you're allowed to see a copy of this warrant so that you can see exactly which locations these officers can go into. If it just says, the back shed of the home and it doesn't say the home, they can't go inside the home. If it says the house but doesn't say the car, they can't go in the car. And you aren't required to give them consent beyond the original scope of the search warrant. You're not required to answer any questions. This warrant doesn't mean I can interrogate these people also. If the warrant is issued, you do have to comply. You do have to give them access to the area and they will be allowed to search it. But you are able to limit the scope to exactly what is designated in the warrant itself. And I think the other concern is just basically, do you have to answer any of the questions that are being asked of you? Because they will attempt to ask questions. They will probably ask you where items not listed are located and try to elicit additional information beyond what's already been found so that they can add to the investigation, and you're not required to answer it. You actually can call counsel if you are served with a search warrant. If a search warrant is being served, you've probably been in contact with counsel already. If not, our office offers pre-charging representation. There's nothing we can really do to stop the warrant, but afterwards, if there wasn't sufficient probable cause for the warrant to be issued, or there were misleading facts in the affidavit, there are attacks that we can make on the search warrant itself that could potentially lead to a suppression of the evidence that was seized. So it is important to get in contact with a qualified and skilled criminal defense attorney like yours truly at the Nieves Law Firm and see how we can protect your rights in the event of being served with a search warrant. Okay? Take care. Bye-bye.